Pop your nipples. Here you go. I'm here for a little while. Welcome, welcome. So I can only go an hour and a half today. Tonight is Toastmasters, so I have to head on off to that after. But I can stream a little bit, so here I am. Open panel, uh, open topic. I'm going to check the news and everything in just a second. I just realized I didn't have my little website in my headline, so let me add that. There we go. Okay, let's see what's going on. What happened in the world today? Probably Donald Trump. Something with Donald Trump. Tariffs. That's all I see. No news. Ooh, Trump tells cabinet members they're in charge, not Musk, not Elon. Well, that's good though. They're supposed to be in charge. So he's setting some limits on Elon's move fast and break things mandate. Measles. They're censuring Al Green, the one with the cane during the speech that tried to disrupt it. He pauses tariffs, and why does he keep doing tariffs and then pausing them? The stock market keeps plummeting. Oh, I thought this was Tammy Faye Baker. It's the new head of the education department. He's prepared to sign an order to dismantle it, but he said he's not going to do it today. Okay. Anyway, that's the type of news. Hey, Mike. Hey, Daniel Barry. What's up? What's up? Let me see if I have any twits. Uh, mm, not really. No, I don't see any tweets of interest. Okay. Well, that leaves just me. 2 liter J, end time teacher. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know end time teacher. I've never played Skyrim in my life. You might be in the wrong stream. You might have wandered into the wrong channel by mistake. I know Trump is going to drive antler prices up. I need an upgrade. I'm wearing my antlers are very shabby right now. Ghetto, homeless antlers. No, I don't know end time teacher. Let me look him up. Put it this way, if I know him, it's very peripherally. They're definitely not a regular here, and I don't go on their panel. Okay, they kind of look familiar. Like they might have been on the show once out of over 800 videos. My memory's pretty good, but it's not that good. Yeah, this guy looks familiar. I don't know who he is. The Hebrew is man. You you pay more attention to my stream than I do. The Hebrew Israelite. Imagine that. Oh man, that sounds good. Blackened chicken, Cajun. We kind of did invent that. Usually, I say that we didn't invent like all the Cajun stuff, Cajun flavoring, Cajun fries, Cajun potato chips. We didn't invent any of that. But it was blackened catfish, I believe. Paul Prudhomme. We actually did invent that. He's one of us. Okay. Well, good. That's going to serve you well, probably. I hope you apply it to an education and do something with your life. Now, you definitely don't look familiar. I remember this end times preacher person, but I don't think I've seen you before. Why isn't it showing me your it's not showing me my chat. Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, to me anybody could have come up with that, but I guess we'll take the credit. Um God, Mike, it might just be me and you. At Jay here. Why are you waiting? Are the two connected? Are you homeless and unemployed because you're waiting for the return of Christ? Wasn't Jesus kind of homeless and unemployed too? Why are you homeless and unemployed and on YouTube? Are you at the library chatting from the library? That's no way to live, man. You have 3,000 subscribers. It looks like I'm looking at your channel now. It looks like you hassle homeless people. Are you this white guy? I can't even tell who you are. There's so many white guys on your channel. Oh, Lord. Are you McNemesis? You're at Walmart. Are you a person of Walmart? I would love to interview a real life person of Walmart. Well, your channel looks quite substantial and legit. I mean, you have a lot on your resume here. Top tier grade A plus troll, what being one of them. All right, here's your Twitter. Let me check out your Twitter. Sacramento Truth Movement, like a truther? Are truthers even a thing? Oh, is this your picture on your Twitter? You do look familiar now. I thought truthers were no more, like the QAnon. Oh, you're at Walmart. Well, good. That's very resourceful. See, I think you're gonna do fine, homeless. Have you homeless before? Something tells me you have. You are a truther, the last of the truthers. They're just like general conspirators now. They're not any particular community anymore. Cause didn't the truthers start around 9/11 as a conspiracy? Well, welcome. Nonetheless, welcome. Truthers are welcomed here as well. Everybody, pretty much everybody on YouTube seems like a truther in some way to me. Sacramento Truth Movement. Okay, I'll look that up only because there's not much else to do right now. Sacramento Truth Movement. Ah, here you go. There it is. Weaving spiders. I do like your thumbnails. Okay, now see, this one has black people on it. Lots of black people. And your other channel had a lot of white people. So I guess you pass the DEI requirements at least, which are supposed to be in the process of being dismantled. The truther. Were you a truther, Helena? Welcome, by the way. I'm just hanging out. I missed y'all yesterday. I took the day off. I said I gotta get a stream in today before I go off to my meeting. You got strikes. There's no video. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. It's yeah, some song mixes. What is the most important? Hey, Alan. Long time no see. What's up over there where you are in the sheepfold? Um, Jay, what is the most important like truth for people to know now? Like nugget of truth, secret hidden truth that is important for people to know. Like what's at the center of your conspiracy? What's the tootsie, the soft tootsie center at the middle of your conspiracy? Jesus, and that he was born on 9/11. Like in 2001, 9/11, or just happened to be born. They were using our calendar back then. Does it really matter when Jesus was born? I thought his significance was more for what he represents than anything historical about him. Who over there ups? Uh-oh, what is your government up to? Good, they need to get spicy, except when it comes to the gender stuff. I think they were being a little over spicy there. Not laws, hello. How are you, sir? Y'all, StreamYard has something new called scenes. I don't know what they are or how to use them, but they just popped up. I guess I'll have to look into it. Maybe there's potential there. Well, how is that? That's voluntary, right? Voluntarily homeless, and you're still doing YouTube. They have a lot of people that do YouTube from the streets. I think that's kind of amazing. Stop. All right. Who if the person that just messaged me on Discord is watching, he's so funny. Uh, how do you know God wants you to be homeless? Do you want to be homeless? Forget what God wants for a while. Besides, you said you follow Jesus, and I know with the Trinity, they're different people. You did your sidewalk walks. I do my sidewalk walk every day because I walk to work now. You can find me and add me. Oh, you know what? I joined some Christian server today. Somebody messaged me. Usually when people, like people on my friends list that I already know, will message me on Discord and they'll send me a server. Here, there's my Discord name. The same as this one. And they'll send me a server and I'll just join. If I know the person, I'll just join because I figure if they're in it, it's probably worth joining. And somebody sent me a Christian server today. And I thought it was one of their like friend group, their server or like one of their friends, but it's this giant Christian server. It's let me see how many people are in it. Um yes you are. Or you would be typing that. All right. Let me see how many people are in this Christian server. I wish there was an easy way to tell from just hovering over it. Well, there's over 200 people. And so maybe that's why people like these Christian people are showing up. Christian homeless people are showing up here today. All right. There you go. I got you, Jay. I just connected. So, Alan, what is going on in Scotland? What is your government doing? Here, I'm gonna go. Don't tell me. I'm gonna Google Scotland and see what comes up in the news. Oh, look. It pulls up the flag, which looks just like your logo. Okay, I see something about Scottish sports, rugby, Darcy Graham. All I'm seeing is sports stuff and maybe a big council tax hike. A lot of rugby news. Is that the story? Oh, yeah, a lot of people don't. And there's things to not like about him. I'm not going to gaslight. That's a good question. Now, because Trump signed the thing saying no, all the other people that don't like Trump are going to make sure that they have men and women's sports. They're going to do the opposite, the reverse, and they're going to mandate you can't even have a women's sports team unless you have this many penises swinging around on the field. Watch. Watch them do it. Are you a Catho? Is a Catho? Are those Catholics now? Catholic. Um, I grew up Catholic. I'm a Satanist. I worship the devil. I grew up Catholic. I was an altar boy. I sang in the choir, but I did not make my confirmation. I left the church. And where I'm from, you do it in 7th grade when you're about 12 years old, and that's the same year that I decided to leave the church, just before confirmation. I was in catechism class and everything, preparing for confirmation. And as with many things that I've dabbled in, I study my way out of it. I, st- I study it to a point where it stops making sense to me and seeming realistic. And then I move on to something else. That hasn't happened with the paddleverse yet, though. So I'm still, I guess there's enough to study here and keep my attention that it's infinite. Yes, you're right. That too. Did Trump needs to sign an order about that too, but maybe that gender order he signed will take care of it. Yeah, men in women's sports, men in women's prisons. Either we have genders for a reason or they mean nothing at all. But you can't just go willy-nilly mix them that way. Y'all saw what I did there? I made a pun. My satanic creed, I'm a non-theistic Satanist, so I don't actually believe in the existence of Satan. He's just a literary character, an archetype, if you will, a psychological symbol. Non-theistic, rational Satanist. I'm very much into truth and evidence and logic and reason and kind of the scientific way of looking at things, and literary um, Satanism from Romanticism, like William Blake, John Milton, Percy Shelley. So that tradition of Satanism. I consider myself a Christian Satanist, actually, because I use both. Satanism is part of Christian mythology, and so I draw on the entire Christian mythos. Jesus, Satan, Holy Spirit, woo woo. Not so much God. He's just so remote and abstract. He doesn't really seem to be involved in much. It's mostly the Holy Spirit and or Jesus and or Satan. And then you got Mary in the background for the Catholics. Mind us. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not lost, not lost. Your name is closer to lost than anything about me. Not lost, not lost. But no, I'm not a Gnostic. I used to consider myself a satanic Gnostic, but I'm not anymore. Um, I've been pretty consistent in my beliefs since I converted. What? Oh my God, it's like 5 years ago. Over 5 years ago. Has it been that long? Wow, half a decade as a Satanist. It seems like yesterday. No, I do not. I am not a leftist at all. I support trans people. Like, I believe that they're trans is a real thing, and I believe they deserve to be treated with the same respect that all the rest of us. But I don't know what else they want. I don't support compelled speech, forcing us to say pronouns. I don't support the denial of reality of pretending like you were never male or you didn't start. Like, we have the category trans woman for a reason, because there's differences between that and a biological woman. And they want to make pretend like it's identical categories, and if you dare point out a single difference, then you're transphobic. I don't support that. I'm definitely not a leftist. I support free speech as my most important political issue. Not laws, that's just rude. You're just being mean spirited, spiteful. What did Helena ever do to you to earn that from you? I don't care if people think I'm a woman. I'm what is it? I'm more trans than you'll ever I'm less trans than you'll ever more of a man than you'll ever be, and less trans than you'll ever get, or something like that. Right, yes, exactly. Cuz when we were fighting for gay rights and gay marriage and all that, that was included. All of us were fighting for the same thing. So we got that. I don't know what they I was homeless for a couple of days here and there. I slept in my car. I remember in New Orleans in the French Quarter, I was homeless, and I would sleep in my car in the French Quarter, and it was hot. I would wake up just drenched in sweat. I would leave a little tiny crack in the window at night, but that didn't really help anything because there's no way I was going to roll my window down lower than that to sleep. And I went in Jackson Square. They have these like trees against the fence, and they had some black people hanging out there. And I remember I went up to them one day and I told them I just became homeless and can they help me, like teach me stuff. And they're like, "Yeah, man, we'll take care of you." And like after about 10 or 15 minutes, they're like, "Man, you're not going to make it. If there's any way you cannot be homeless, we recommend you take it." Because I'd broken up with my boyfriend and I didn't feel right about still staying in his apartment. He said I could stay in his apartment even though we were broken up, but it felt weird to me. And I said, "No, I'll just go be home. I'll just go like sleep in my car and stuff." It was more weird to live with him broken up than it was to be homeless. And the black people said, "Man, if your boyfriend said you could stay in his apartment, I would take it if I were you. You're not going to make it out on these streets." Plant rights. I like plants are okay. I'm pretty good with plants actually. Not even on purpose. I raised a few plants growing up and they thrived. I would I would miss them. I had a mister bottle. I would talk to them. I would interact with them. I would water them. That's pretty much all I did. They were what do you call them? Ivies, where they have the tendrils that would spread all over the room. What's what you mean this channel is like 7? Stop. And then like my mom was constantly kicking me out of the house. She would call the cops. She'd use the cops as discipline. So whenever she'd get irritated with me, next thing I know the cops were at my house and telling me I had to leave. And then I'd have to go like find somewhere to stay for a day or two until she calmed down, and then I'd be right back home. So I did a lot of couch surfing. I slept at random people's houses. I'd call up a friend and I'd say my mom just kicked me out, and they'd tell their parents, and their parents would call their friends, and they'd say, okay, we found somebody who has a couch you can sleep on tonight. No, well, not by law enforcement. I've been cuffed in the bedroom, but not by a real cop. Darn it! Not even by a dress-up cop. Now that I think about it, I have been cuffed, but not by a cop. I've had, except for I mean, there's been a few encounters with cops. I've got to say, most of my encounters with cops have been very pleasant and civil. Like most cops that, like the cops that stop me on the road, I've been stopped very few times. I remember one time, me and my friend went to Houston, Texas to buy CDs because they had the big CD stores there where you could get all the imports and all the good used CDs. And we would come back with like a whole haul of CDs. And we got stopped on the way back from Houston by this really nice cop. He was the nicest, friendliest cop. He was Southern and he was so polite. He was like feeling bad and apologizing for stopping us. I don't even know why he stopped us because we weren't speeding. My tail light was not out. I don't know what about us was suspicious. And we told him that we just got back from shopping for CDs. And I opened the trunk and I showed him all of the CDs we had just bought. And that's it. And then he let me go. So I don't know what he thought we were doing. So he was very nice. I remember there was one time when one of the cops came to kick me out of the house. Actually, oh yeah, I remember this time. My mom called the cops to kick me out, and it was just before she was having tea with her lady friends. And as the cop showed up, her lady friend started to show up to the house. And I went to the front door, and it was two cops, him and his partner. And I opened up the front door, and I saw the cops, and I'm like, okay, I know how this goes. And I'm like, I forgot what he said to me. He's like, yeah, we just got a call. And I'm like, I know. And I turned around. I left them at the door, and I turned around, and I was going to walk to my room to get my stuff. And the cops ran in the house, and they grabbed me, and they threw me onto the recliner. Like they threw me down on my knees, and they put my head down on the recliner, and they twisted my arm behind my back. I don't have no idea why. Just as the lady friends were showing up. So they walk in my mom's house for tea, and they see her son with the cop with the with his hand behind his back, pushing him into the recliner. And the partner is the one. My mom told me. I get. He said he thought I was going to grab a gun or something. I don't know what else. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. I opened the door and I let him in, and then I was walking in my room to get my stuff, which is why they were there. And my mom convinced him I didn't have a gun, and he let me go. And I had to argue with him about. He wanted to throw my stuff on the street, and Louisiana law, if that's your legal address, they can't just throw your stuff on the street. There's a process they have to go to. And I told him that, and he tried to argue with me. And I remember telling him, I said, if you're going to be a cop, you should and enforce the law, you should at least learn the law before you try to enforce it. And he started to get heated, and his partner stepped in and calmed him down and had to like de-escalate the situation. And then I called a friend, and they picked me up, and I went and stayed somewhere for a couple of days. Take care, Jay. Good. Thank you for stopping by. I'm here every day, more or less. Oh yeah, by the way, the schedule for the week. Tomorrow and Saturday, I'm doing a day stream, so it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, like the old time used to be. And then next week, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna know until the day of. I started. I'm gonna. My schedule at work is changing a bit. I'm gonna be going in earlier and working longer hours, and so I'm just gonna have to play each day by ear and see how things go that day and how I feel when I get home. So just if the streams happen, they're going to happen when they happen. But at least tomorrow and Saturday, I can commit to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Pacific for the next 2 days. I'm not scared of cops. Cops don't scare me at all. They're usually, and I have family members that were cops. I remember growing up, the cops had that ride program. Like if you were thinking about being a cop, you could ride with a cop on one of their patrols for like a shift. And I had some friends that did the ride a cop thing, and so I got to meet the cops they were riding with. We lived next door to a sheriff in one of our houses, and we would throw wild parties. And the sheriff would go to work. Like I remember one time he was going to work like at 5 in the morning, and we were on the roof drinking and partying and dancing. And he just looked up and just kind of shook his head, and we waved at him, and he drove on to work. So I don't have a thing against cops. I Most of the time that I've had to seek out a cop was for a good reason, like peacekeeping or law enforcement, and they did their job. Whatever I was, either the cops sought out me because somebody like my mom would, usually my mom, that's the only person that really ever called the cops on me. And or it was me trying to find a cop because I needed a cop or a friend needed a cop for some reason. But the cops very rarely just harassed us randomly. I remember the local gay bar got raided a few times where they would come in and turn the lights on and check ID, and they'd have their flashlights, and you'd have to show your ID. And I've told the story about the hotel room party where they had to come 3 times, and the third time they and the second time they came because we were playing our music loud. We were drunk. We were drunk teenagers doing a hotel room, and the second time they came, they said if we have to come back one more time, somebody's going to jail. And sure enough, they had to come back a third time, and they were pissed. It was the same cops, and they said, and there were like 18 of us in that one hotel room, and they said, "All right, that's it. Whoever doesn't have their ID is coming downtown." And I remember thinking, the hotel was downtown. We're already downtown. What do they mean we're going downtown? And they said, "Who doesn't have their ID?" And I was the only one in the whole group with no ID because I didn't drive at the time. And I raised my hand, and my friend who answered the door, this is what she told the cops. She was real quick on her feet. She said, "Oh, officer, it's okay. He's autistic. Have you seen Rain Man?" And the cop looked at me, and he says, "Oh, yeah, miss. I can tell. It's okay." And so I had to sit there the whole time the cops were in the room, and I had to act autistic to make them think that I was like, to get them to leave me alone. And I remember sitting on the bed like smiling and just waving like this so they would think I was goofy and autistic. And at the time I didn't even realize that I was actually autistic. I thought I was like pulling one over on them. And they let it slide, and they did not take me downtown. And after they left, we all had a good laugh of how we fooled the cops, and Jeff had to pretend to be autistic to get out of going to jail or going downtown. I mean, I don't think anything would have happened to me. So I've had run-ins with cops like that before. But really, I don't have. I think I've talked about my last job that I worked before COVID. I was partnering with the local precinct. It was the same precinct that got taken over in 2020 during the Chaz. Remember, they had run all the cops out of that cop precinct and took it over, and that's how the Chaz was able to form, because they took over the police station that was on the perimeter of that park. And it was those people. I was partnering with that precinct, and we were gonna do an education series on autism, mental health, and law enforcement, so that they could more accurately assess like signs and symptoms of autism and PTSD and some mental health conditions, and be able to distinguish that from actual suspicious behavior. And they were very friendly. They could not have been more cooperative. They were very excited to learn the stuff. They were excited to partner with our agency and get some of these trainings going. So even professionally, my experience with cops have has been very positive. I'm trying to think. I think I've said all the bad things I can think to say of cops, and almost every cop, even the ones that were kind of asshole cops, every one of them were doing their job. They were all doing it as part of their job. They were trying to do the best that they were charged with doing at the time. So yeah, back to blue. I don't have issue with cops. Now, if I ever get arrested and end up in jail, that might change. But as of today, March 6, 2025, Jeff has no issue with cops. I very much support cops. 99% of the cops that I know about that I've encountered seemed not corrupt and seemed to be there to just try to do a good job. And I can't imagine where our society would be without cops, although I have gotten a taste of it from living in Seattle. Make it like Frozen. Make it like Frozen, Jeff. Let it go. I don't know what that means. I never. Are you talking about the movie? I never saw it. That's a Disney movie. I didn't. I don't. I don't watch Disney movies except for like growing up, The Jungle Book and stuff. That was my favorite movie growing up. I had the soundtrack and everything. My mom would take me. We'd go see it in the theater. They would rerun it, and I loved watching The Jungle Book at the movies. What is for dinner? Guess. It has 5 letters and it starts with a P. And no, it does not end in a Y. I wish. I, I told y'all that I pass the McDonald's almost every day coming home from work. Or put it this way, I have the I have the choice to pass the McDonald's if I go that route. It's very much there's a route I can take home that would put me right in front of McDonald's. And when work ends, I'm so ready to just go home that I don't even think, oh, you could get McDonald's fries now. So one of these days when it sticks in my brain, I'm going to stop and get fries on the way home. Hey, waffles, wings. Whoa, that sounds good. Buffalo. Is it Hooters? I heard, isn't Hooters closing because of the DEI? Pasta. That sounds oh, no, but close. I had pasta earlier. Ooh. Oh man, that's okay. Buffalo's. I like buffalo. Buffalo wings. I'd probably stay away from the mango habanero. It sounds fruity and spicy. Too fruity and too spicy for me. Um, but yeah, it sounds. Y'all, y'all have some good American meals. Even the people that don't live in America. Good down home. Down home is what I meant. I guess each country has their down home. What? Well, hang on. I gotta look this up. Mince tatties. I know what dumplings are. Oh, taters. That's what y'all call them. Taties, tatties, and dumplings. I love dumplings actually. That's another thing they used to teach us to make in home ec. Dumplings for some reason. Good old dumplings. Potatoes. I just call 'em fries. Is it taties or tatties? Would you like some tatties, mate? Some, I'm watching a Scottish show right now. It's it's a detective series called Shetland. It's actually the Shetland Islands. I guess it's not completely Scottish, but they have very thick Scottish accents. I have to put the captions on to understand them. Mashed with full fat milk and butter. That sounds very rich, very filling. You think they're fake? I wouldn't I don't think I could tell a Scottish accent from any other Brit. I don't know my British. It all sounds British to me. But my heritage is part Scottish from my dad's side. I'm mostly Cajun, which is French. But I'm also part Yankee through my dad's side. That's the white part of me. And that part traces back to the British Isles, and Scottish is a big part of that. We have our own tartan and our own little town in Scotland where we originate from, or some of us anyway. So I know I have Scottish in my bloodline. That's how it is in Louisiana too. You could tell what part of the state somebody's from, what parish even, with their accent. But to an outsider, it all sounds kind of the same. And I guess it's like that with me in British. I can't tell. Sometimes, every now and then, I could tell an Australian accent, just simply because I watch a lot of Australian Survivor. Like some parts of Australia, they put a Y in the word here, here, here. What are you doing here? And it kind of grates on me. That's how I know it. And then I watch some British TV, but I can't tell the different accents. What kind of accent did Patsy and Adina have from Ab Fab? Sweetie, sweetie, darling, darling, sweetie, 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 darling. Le Croix. What accent is that? The West Scotland? Piccadilly? Oh, because of Patsy. Pompous, like, because in the UK, like, it's accents are socially stratified. You could tell. I read somewhere, or heard somewhere, saw somewhere where people in Britain can speak or understand two accents above or below. But then further than that, it's too the social class is too far apart for them to understand. So there's like these accent stratas that people are in, and they know by their accent what level of society they're dealing with. What level of bouginess, I guess. They kind of have that in America a little bit, not to that extent. I mean, you can tell who's sounding. To me, it sounds pretentious. Upper class accents sound pretentious. They sound artificial because they sound acquired. They sound put on. Not like you and your friends on the playground would speak growing up, but something that you affect. You learn and practice, and later in life you intentionally learn to speak a certain way. But it doesn't sound like a way of speaking you're naturally born with. The level of madness. And I am in no place to criticize anybody's accent. I have, as much as I mean, I can criticize it. I do, but I'm in no place. No position to have any credibility when I do so. A posh Scotsman? Are you like somebody's man, or are you a Scotsman? You know who I don't like though? I'll tell you this. I don't even watch the TV show because he gets on my nerves so much. Is Alan Cummings on The Traitors? He's so that character is so cartoonish and affected. I can't stand his. It just ruins the whole show for me. It's like he's playing to a like a 3 or 4 year old mentality, like he's on a children's show. Oh, he annoys you too. Okay, good. He's even annoying other Scottish people. I mean, he was fine as an actor until I saw him on this TV show, and he to me he just ruins the entire. If I was on that show, I would be gritting my teeth and scratching my fingernails into the wall every time he came and tried to talk to us. Um, pa- I know Boston Rob from Survivor. I know his accent. Um, and I do know that the New Orleans accent they say is similar to a Brooklyn or Boston accent. They park the car. I think of Leggy. I haven't seen. By the way, Leggy, if you're out there, we haven't seen you in a while. Alan can do an American accent. That's quite an achievement. I can't even do one. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not that great at accents. I mean, I could do a Cajun accent and a black accent and a Southern accent, but I don't know that I could do a good British accent. I don't know I could speak like the Brits. But here's Helena. Maybe do you do any accents?
No, I'm not really good with accents.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
just American. You do
Yeah,
a good
just
American accent.
yeah, isn't it great? Yeah. No, Alan Cummings used to be on that show, The Good Wife,
Oh, I never saw.
and
I never saw that, but I watched that Elspeth show, which is
oh yeah, yeah,
supposedly a
yeah.
spin-off of The Good Wife.
Yeah, she would occasionally be on The Good Wife, that character. But yeah, he can do a really good American accent.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, Jeff, people from Boston don't sound like people from Louisiana to me. Um,
people from New Orleans.
I don't know. All I hear is Harry Connick Jr. I think of
Well,
Harry
you know
Connick
what? We
Jr.
could find. Let's find a Boston accent
Okay.
that's not copyrighted. Um, can you understand thick Boston accent? Let's see.
Yeah, they don't like Finnish words. It's weird.
No, that's not a good one. I gotta find. Why is it so hard to find things on
I
YouTube?
don't
That might.
know. Maybe if you found dialogue from Goodwill Hunting, that might help. I don't know.
It might be copyrighted though. There's this who's the guy? What's his face? Fred Armisen on one of
Uh-huh.
those talk shows. He can do like every accent in America. That he went all over the map
Yeah.
and he
Oh
did
yeah, I saw
every.
that. I saw that. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like an episode of Wired. Maybe not, but I think I saw him do that. And I don't know. But yeah, yeah, people from New Orleans don't sound like people from Boston to me. It's a completely different thing to me, but you know, and I don't sound like anything aside from an American. So I just have a blasé American middle American accent, I think. But
Well, it's still an accent somewhere to somebody.
well, yeah.
Everybody has an accent, they say. All right,
Right.
let's see. Thickest Boston accent ever.
This will
No, this
involve,
sounds America to me. Like none of the clips that of people claiming to have a Boston accent sound like a Bostonian.
huh. Well, how do you say CAR?
I say car, but the Bostons say
Right.
car.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, the ending of the word, they're not real specific about, but you said car. So, I don't know. It's just the way they finish
But the
words
people in
is
New Orleans would
strange.
say like something like
Yeah, but at
that.
least they pronounce the R. I don't know. Yeah, that's that was funny to me, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, give Alan a break. He does a good American accent.
I
And
just don't like his character.
I
Well, I
didn't see
call it
that
a
show.
character because he's himself on this show, but he's playing a character. Like I wish he would just be himself. Hey, Axis, what's up? What is that?
Just come. That's my altar tonight.
Oh
I
wow,
got it in
Oh,
full form,
it's all
and
rainbow and stuff. I love that.
doing a ceremony, and later on this evening on my channel. And I think that our voice as being not only of a lesser God, open-minded, accepting generally, and
mhm.
abstract. So I come to lend support to you and your channel as all the others parade around with their rhetorical idealism of repetitiveness. And I
Uh,
wanted to share some time and support with your channel.
oh well, thank you.
Did you do
Wow.
is
Don't
that did you arrange that lighting or is it a filter?
know. That's just
Yeah, that's
the magic of,
we're seeing that live, right? That's like actually
yes,
in person. How did you get the light? Because I
Yeah,
see green. It looks like Mardi Gras colors actually. I see green, purple. There's some
purple.
gold back there.
Yeah, that's amazing.
yep. Yeah, there's some individuals that I'm less than pleased with, and I figure their folly has gone far enough, and tonight I'm going to allow them to meet the demons that they think they're interacting with
Is this a
here on
online
YouTube.
individual or in person?
Couple of online assholes.
Oh my God!
Um,
For panel drama, you're summoning demons for. I don't know why I haven't resorted to
Well, I
that yet.
figured there's one demon that I used Pazuzu to keep Asmodeus at bay. Um, and tonight, that lustful wrath of sexual hedonism that I carried for years, living under that type of deity, and that energy is going to be released in a malevolent, malevolent way. Time for
hmm,
them to
And
meet
it's coming
real
somebody's
demons.
way.
Yep.
Thanks.
well,
They keep talking shit, oh, we're out here, we're slaying demons, and oh, this one's a demon, that one's a demon. If they met a real fucking demon, they'd piss
It's not
themselves.
snafu, is it?
No, no,
Okay.
he's already on his way
Because
out.
he's not even worth wasting a demon over.
No, 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 no. And this isn't even this isn't even a cost. This is a favor.
hmm,
So you can only scoff in the face of demons so long until you have to meet them. They don't like. the less than respectful approach that people take with them. I'm sure you know that, Jeff.
Wow. You kind of turned me on here.
All right. Well, if I hear your arm bump under
If
the table, I'm
if
not
you
concerned.
encounter any incubi, send them my way. It's been a while.
Hmm. Got you.
Wow,
I
you're bored,
understand.
Jeff.
Bless his heart, man. He needs he needs a good, solid satanic daddy to come into his life and help him get through his endeavors.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. I wouldn't turn him away. I'm getting through my endeavors just fine without him, but I'll find something
Well,
for him to do.
I don't know why. I just flash back to that dumb Adam Sandler movie where he was the son of Satan.
Which
Do you
one?
guys remember? I can't remember the name.
little, little, uh,
Oh yeah, Little
little.
Nicky. Little
Yeah.
Nicky.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I just flashed to that, and I remember he made friends, and then he told these guys, they were asking him about playing records backwards to hear, to hear messages from Satan, and it only worked with certain records, and I don't know, like one of the records was Neil Diamond or something, and I don't know,
Can, can
I
I
don't know, I
can
just
I can I
yeah,
say something about the uh, the term Satan?
sure,
If you ever get a chance, you will find that Satan only means adversary.
Yeah.
uh-huh, yeah, I
It
know,
does not identify anything other than an adversary, not a particular personification. Lucifer, on the other hand, is a signification of an identity. If you can't identify the demon, the fallen angel, the Nephilim by name, why would they listen?
mm.
You're just calling them opponents, but they're not my opponents.
Yeah,
Just a
one
bit of
time I
insight.
told Jeff, yeah, I told you one time, Jeff, I identify with the trickster archetypes,
Yeah.
and you seemed surprised, and I don't know why.
Yeah, cuz
Yeah,
you're so I don't want to say this. Like uh, you seem to do everything like you just seem so like you do everything you're supposed to do. Like you're so in the lines.
oh,
You're
well,
professional. That guess that's a good way to say. You just seem so professional. Like you would never
that's nice,
indulge
thank
in
you.
trickster energy.
But you have to kind of indulge in trickster energy, and I hide a lot of things, so, you know, so, some people, they can beat someone up if they're threatening you. Some people can sue anyone, if they have to. Other people, you have to say the words in the right way and try to get yourself out of a situation. And I don't know, just think of bear rabbit. Think of that. Please, Mr. Fox, don't throw me in that hole. You remember that?
Oh, so you're like a trickster uh, in for defense. It
Yeah.
is like a survival mechanism you have to learn.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. But you know, I mean, it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, you said you're a Satanist, so to me, it's almost like close. It's like, I don't know. You seem very mild. You seem very nice. Um, so why do you identify with that archetype? Or that's what I'm calling it. But why do you identify with?
I don't think I'm all that nice.
Well,
People
see, I
tell
don't
me
think
that
I'm
all
all
the
that
time,
nice either.
but that's
Yeah,
not
I
an
don't think,
adjective I would use to describe me.
yeah, well, I'm not that nice all the time
Uh,
either. So it just,
um, 'Cause he's cool. He's one of the coolest deities out there.
Yeah.
He's the last of the great classical heroes. He unites so many different like elements of different themes and traditions throughout the Western culture.
Hmm.
Um, I just think he's cool. He he symbolizes individuality,
Absolute rebellion.
self-determination, autonomy. He does what he
Yeah.
wants. He doesn't answer to anybody. He's his own person.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha. I understand.
He's not a sheep. He's
You
a
know,
goat.
why serve in heaven when you can reign in hell, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It depends on what the real
if you
estate
even
is
want to
like in hell.
reign. I
Well,
don't. I don't. I don't. I don't serve or reign. I'm not looking to rule over everybody else, but I'm not looking to serve anybody else either.
Yeah.
the ideal is that the concept of the all-encompassing, creating, and then being despondent with his creation, and even those had stations in his council that fell because of his creation and the lustful desires. And when they educated man, he became so disturbed as an overseeing God that he wiped out all but what he felt was pure. But even the Nephilim were after the cataclysm.
Hmm.
What kind of God is that?
He did it a few times,
Right.
so he's
He would
Yeah.
send his
he's.
people
I
to
don't know.
wipe out
He's not. I
entire.
work in mental health. He doesn't seem.
Did you ever study King
Yeah,
Solomon?
and he's not
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of King Solomon? I mean, he had a
He's
whole
the
system.
like the Solomonic key.
Yeah.
yeah the lesser and the greater keys of salt. Yeah, that's there's a lot of allegory there that I can't substantiate. But
Uh-huh.
Solomon, as told in Hebrew in Christian scripture, I can pinpoint, identify, and directly understand.
Hmm. Yeah. One time, I read the comic by Alan Moore called Promethea, and boy, did he got into King Solomon. He got into the Kabbalah. Uh, so he's like deep into this. He told everybody that when he turned 50, he became Alan Moore. That is, that he became a magician. The
Right?
artwork is beautiful, but I don't know. Did you ever read him or anything? Or
No, my studies generally I tried to take them back to the base language and find some type of evidence of their validity so that I'm not chasing shadows.
oh,
And
mm-hmm,
then eventually I became an omniist, which means that I recognize all religions and knowledge, but ascribe to none. I only utilize that which serves me.
right, okay, okay. Hmm. Well, I have a pot roast in the oven. I have to tend to it. But it was nice talking to you both.
That
Maybe I'll talk
I
to
sounds.
you
think
guys
That's
later.
like the best meal of all
Yeah, I'll have it
tonight.
for yeah. Yeah. It did get cold here again, so um, even though it's March, but yeah, I'm gonna go tend to that. But yeah, maybe I'll talk to you guys later. Okay.
Well, enjoy the pot roast, and yeah, I hope we see you again. I'll
Okay.
be out
Bye, you
tomorrow
guys.
and Saturday.
Tomorrow on Saturday. Okay. Bye.
Take care. So,
well, it's
guess it's just
interesting, Jeff. I'm glad to see your numbers went up a bit.
what's going on with them. Hey, is there a demon that could take care of that for me? We talked about the
Are you?
algorithm, but maybe there's some occult
I
supernatural
won't
means
discuss
of.
that on an open platform with you, but I
So
would
the answer is
gladly
yes.
speak behind the scenes about it sometime.
because I'm not opposed to that.
You know, it's just a physical higher manifestation of focus for your will and being able to channel the energies of certain personalities beyond our perception.
I think that's part of the issue is the focus. Like I'm not really good at focusing my. I think it's because of the ADHD. I can't sustain the focus of the will long enough. I can't get it to like that point to focus it.
Can you stay focused long enough to perform a ritual?
How long is the ritual?
Well, you know, could be that you get the ritual done with minor haste, and your results may be less than if you really apply your mind, soul, body, and spirit.
That's the hard part. Is that really applying thing?
Okay. Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, because now that I'm working, even at work, I'm noticing the ADHD a lot more now that I have to actually use my attention to do things. Because it's easy to miss it when you kind of sit home and you have your own routine and you do your own thing because your life is already shaped to how your attention span works. But when you have to adapt it to somebody else's requirements, that's when you start to notice it. And
Well,
it is definitely there.
one thing, Jeff, that I can tell you that is an exercise I use is I will find an object and I will focus solely on that object. Now, when I started out, my attention span on solely that object was very, very short. And as I worked with it each day, shutting everything out, focusing solely on that object, focusing quietly, my attention span started growing with it. And eventually, that became the only image that I could comprehend at that state moment. And the attention span was solid and long.
How long were you able to sustain the focus?
Without breaking the thought, maybe I think the longest I went was 11 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought- Yeah, I
That's a
could I could
massive.
probably do
That's
11
a
seconds. Hey,
massive.
UT.
Try it. Try 11 seconds. See if your mind doesn't wander within that 11 seconds. See how far it wanders. There will be intrusive thoughts. The average attention span of a human is much shorter than 11.
Oh,
That's focused attention. That's not just listening or hearing or observing. That is solitary focused attention.
okay. I'll play around with it and report
This
back.
gentleman is showing his face, so I'll do do him the honor of at least reciprocating a visual. Uh, right, give me a moment here.
You going?
There we go. Uh,
Hey, UT, what's up?
all
Yeah, good
right.
evening.
Evening.
Oh,
Let me
East
turn my
Coast.
camera around.
Okay. I'm gonna let the two of you talk for a second, and I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna focus on peeing. Hopefully under 11 seconds, and I'll be right back.
Hey, I recommend sitting down.
All right, I can't step away from that just that easily. You sit down to pee? What? I had a
Why
friend
not?
that did that. A
Hey,
guy friend.
Ah, there we go.
I'll
All
I'll
right.
tell you this. I'll tell it in the quickest way that I can. Is that I've always stood up to pee. Everybody said, hey, this is how boys pee, and yada yada yada. But being in a house and raising a daughter and being part of the the consistency of this is how you pee. And I found that, not only in teaching my daughter that she has to sit down to pee, um, it it has been very beneficial in my alleviation of method. So, um, I don't get rid of the capability of the tree, but when I feel I like have the time and that's a clean area, yeah, I sit down to pee. So
It's so much extra work. That's
Well, I'm sure your girlfriend or wife or whatever you may have is appreciative that you don't piss all over the toilet seat.
well, I mean, even if you lift it up and put it down, there's that age-old argument of, oh, put the toilet seat down. It's like, well, why don't you lift the toilet seat up? And then, I mean, still, when you're sending a stream from, a 2 feet away, there's going to be splash. But when you sit down, it's much less distance, which means much less mess. There's always going to be mess, but can you mitigate the mess?
well, I'm gonna go find out. I'll be right back.
Well, let us know how that works out, Jeff. I don't think
And
I've
they
been on.
also that the position of sitting compresses the bladder, which actually you get more out than the standing of. But it it is what it is. I handle my business and I move on with my life. You know what I mean?
Man of practicality.
Yeah. But hey, I will never lose the capability of, hey, I don't have to get half naked to expose and relieve. That is just something that I was granted from birth.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, man. I lived alone for so long. Now I was a nomad for 3 years, man. I'd just kick the fucking barn doors open and piss out the back because I wasn't fighting coyotes.
Well, I mean, I drink a bunch, so I have unbuttoned or unzipped and handled my business on whatever I felt
Yeah.
comfortable doing. So having
Yeah,
the
we
Hey,
drove
man.
meat in
capability,
the yard.
having the capability versus when you have a comfortable spot and you also are responsible for that spot. You know what I mean? Because you could take a shit in the woods. Uh, are you going to bag it up like you
Well, you
would
damn right I
walking?
want to bury it.
No? Are you gonna go and pick it up
Fuck no, I'm going to bury it.
like you lived in an HOA walking a dog, or are you going to be like, hey,
That's
I should probably just hang on to it until I get home. You know what I mean?
that's the question on everybody's minds. We'll find out from Bradley in just a second. But I compromised and I squat pee. I bent at the knees, so I didn't completely stand, and there was no mess.
Does a bear shit in the woods?
So
Wait, so you didn't
no,
sit
I
down.
just I just instead of standing vertical, I kind of bent my knees, so I was lower to the bowl. but I was still standing.
But you're standing over the bowl. You're just
Yeah,
squatting.
over the bowl, just slower because I had my knees bent.
I mean, are you scared? I mean, that's what I would
No, I
say. Would be
just
like,
tried
hey,
something new because the discussion, like, I was trying to innovate.
okay, and you
Experiment.
know what? And
Yeah.
I understand that because if you can replicate the position, but you have no seat under you, it still puts that pressure and completely empties the bladder as much as you can versus
So
a
it's not
standing.
just about the mess. You're saying like anatomically, it
I think
helps
so.
facilitate
So you're saying when you
elimination
squat,
better.
you piss better?
What are your thoughts, Bradley?
I never looked up about pissing, but sometimes I'll stand to the side of my toilet to piss, and it's kind of fun. Don't want to stand in front of it.
Cause
Uh,
oh yeah,
that's
that's
societal
because
norms.
there's a wider area like of
Hey,
because
well,
the way it's shaped, it's not completely round, so
I
you have
mean,
Oh, it's
more
kind of like an egg shaped.
room for
I've seen
error on the
this.
sides.
Hmm.
I've seen this position created where it's like, okay, you're gonna sit on the toilet, but you sit on it facing the tank, and
Yeah.
so that way you can still like lean on it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You could eat, you can play on your phone, you could read a book.
Hmm.
This man is an innovator.
I didn't create anything. This is just shit I've
Well, we
seen.
need.
Here's a weird thing that just happens to me when I'm pissing. When my piss stream hits the water, my left ear like goes a tick 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 tick. It's a weird thing to whenever like water. Something else does it too, but I don't know. Like water connecting water.
Why? What's the connection?
I have no idea, but it just go tick 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 tick. I get this weird tick in my ear, so I like to piss on like the porcelain part, try to like not hit the water,
Oh,
because I
I
hear.
always try to hit the porcelain. Like
But you don't get a
I
tick
hate
tick tick
hitting the
tick in your
water.
ear.
I feel like I fail when I hit the water. It's a failure,
Well, it's even worse for me because I got a bad noise in my ear.
and it wakes everybody up. It's quieter if
That
you
too,
just
yeah. I
hit the
used to try and do
porcelain.
that, not to wake anybody up. Yeah.
Unless I want a really big man pee. Sometimes I'm in the mood to just do a man pee and go in there and not care, and make it splash as loud as I can.
I
Yes.
suppose I have to make a confession. Sometimes I just look at the commode and think, you know, with some etiquette, I'd probably use it, and I just whip it out and piss on the floor. Let the help clean it up.
You got good aim.
Nah, I just figure rebellion, man. I'm not gonna sit, squat, stand, hit the water. I'll just stare at the fucking thing and piss right in the
But
floor.
Yeah.
that's gonna
Well, I mean,
smell after if you wait for the help.
Well, I
well, I
eat
mean,
dead mice. Come on, man. Give me a break.
That's
I got a
I
tattoo of the recycle symbol right on my chest because I piss into my own mouth. You see this? It's not welcome.
that was a great freeze.
You see
hey,
this
Beautiful.
elastic?
Wow, the fun is just beginning. Just as
s-
I'm gonna have to end. I got about 10 more minutes.
Oh,
since
man.
I'm willing to be embarrassed, and we're telling stories, and this is not daily life. But I was on vacation, and I got wasted to where I had to sleep on the inflatable mattress. And again, I'm wasted, and whatever was going through my brain did not take me up to go to the bathroom.
Hmm.
But I did have the swelling of the phallus be to to prevent me from peeing on myself. However, I was drunk and in dreamland, and I started releasing directly up into the air.
Like a
It,
fountain.
I fountained, and my wife was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She woke me up out of my sleep to find myself peeing like a 6 foot stream straight up into the air, and I was like, "Oh shit! Now I gotta clean this up." And then
What are
I
you
just
talking
rolled
about?
back.
You know, like old faithful.
And then I just rolled back over and went to sleep. And then I had a big mess to clean up in the morning.
Did it like it wouldn't it didn't
I'm
soak in your
I'm not
bed?
ashamed of it either.
Well,
It's
good thing
like,
it
hey,
was the inflatable. Did you have bedclothes on it, or could you
Yeah,
just
that's right.
wipe it?
I was still wearing my swimsuit. Is how bad it was.
Damn,
You
he
just wanted to
floated
piss
off of the flotational device. I love it.
swimsuits are made to piss.
And thankfully it was a tile floor. It wasn't carpet. It was like, oh, thank God. This
And
was this was an Airbnb.
you were on an air mattress, right? You said.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that makes it okay. If you're on a regular mattress, it'll seep right in there like a fucking sponge. Then you got a piss mattress your whole life.
Oh no, I
Ooh.
was like the last one to go to sleep, and I drank probably more than anybody, and I did a whole bunch of shit before that was not worth talking about. But
Yeah. Do air mattresses work right? Work good for you? Because they don't like. I find when I sleep on one, it like throughout the night, it slowly loses air to the point
It
when you wake up
does.
in the morning, you're on the fucking ground.
they always start out good enough, but they never. They I have never met an air mattress that finished the night.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, at least
I
your
popped
Wow.
your
mine one
something's
time.
on the fucking ground. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, don't ever marry an air mattress because it's not going to turn out so well.
I don't think you're allowed to marry an air mattress.
Well, you are now. They have AI air mattresses shaped like humans that you could marry. Hey, Brooke,
Yeah, I
what's
told.
up?
I don't marry air mattresses. I just fuck them.
Love them and leave them.
Hey,
Well,
Exactly.
Axis, are you going live later? Do you want to do a stream? I can send my audience
You're
to you.
welcome.
the
No,
one.
I appreciate that, Jeff, but I don't want you to lose any audience members
Well, I have the
because
thing is I have
of
to go because I have my meeting tonight. I can only
what.
s-
I
stream
appreciate
for
the
an hour and
time
a
that you
half
spent.
today.
That was fine. I'm glad I
And
got
it
to be a
seems like the
part of it.
party's just getting started, and I hate for this momentum to go to waste. Just kind of be thrown up in the air. Hey, Moose, I'm going to Toastmasters. I'm going to learn how to speak right,
You gotta leave them
how to
wanting
talk
more.
right.
Hey,
There you
and
go,
I
Jeff.
have to
That's
leave in
good.
like 5 minutes.
I apologize if I brought the raunchiness. I really do
Oh
respect all
no,
of y'all.
never apologize for that.
I brought the raunchy.
See, I'm serious. Don't. Yeah.
They call me the raunchy man, the rancho
Yeah.
man.
But I'll be out tomorrow and Saturday during the day at
Oh,
the
okay.
4 p.m. 1 p.m. time slot. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific.
I think I got to do my taxes at one.
Oh. Well, let me see if I can find a panel to send y'all to then. Who's
Yep.
Yeah.
streaming?
Blessed be, Jeff. I'm out. Gentlemen, thank you.
Peace. Nice seeing
You
you.
too, Axis and
Good luck
Tractable.
painting.
Good to see you. Bradley, welcome back. I wish I could stay longer.
I know. Sorry,
This
I
is
came
my
right at
short
the
day.
end.
Let's see. Neurojack is out. Sasquatch. That's about it. Why don't you go see Sasquatch?
Okay. I'll be back again. Don't worry. I'll see you up here. I'll jump on.
Okay, yeah, I try to stream every day. I just have to cut it short today. That's all.
Yeah.
But
If you do like around 7 o'clock, I don't know what time, what your schedule.
yeah, some days I do 7, and then but Friday and Saturday I'm gonna do 4 p.m.
Okay. I'm usually working
So
earlier in the day. I'm a
all right.
working man.
Yes, that's exactly it.
I could have joined
Just have to
earlier today, but I was just doing, I was doing a little video gaming, so.
oh, and
Oh yeah, I mean the ladies were watching a movie. That's why I couldn't join.
what movie?
Well, I wanted to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again.
Is that the one? Is that the Quentin Tarantino one?
Yeah, it's where
Oh
they
yeah,
make.
I started it, but I never finished it.
Oh, okay. I won't. I won't. I was about to
Is it a
spoil it
good one?
for you, but I won't. Yeah, it's good. I like it, but he likes to change history. He's like, what if history was better? And he makes a movie to where it's that. If history wasn't as shitty as it really is, he likes to change it. That like what he did in Inglorious Bastards, he had to kill out all the fucking Nazis just because he's like, what if history went this way? It would have been nice. So in this one, he kind of changes it a little bit. I won't spoil it for you.
He changes Hollywood history.
He certainly does. Well, are you familiar with the Manson family murders?
Oh yeah, yes I. Oh yeah, that's right up his alley too. I
It
can see it.
definitely, yeah, it connects with that. So yeah, it's kind of about that. I would say, sort of. I don't know. It's about the main character, but that it kind of interacts with it. So you'll see if you watch. I definitely would recommend it. So if you got,
Yeah, I'll probably see it at some point.
it's a longer movie, so you gotta get some time to watch it.
I'll keep it on my list.
Yeah, I watched it on Hulu, so it's on Hulu. Hulu. All right. Well, I'll let you get on out of here. Hopefully, I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, you too. Take care. I still love your ceiling.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Peace,
Take
buddy.
care. All right, that's it. Sorry it was so short today, folks, but I gotta go master some toast. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a full stream, and Saturday as well. So I'll see you all then. Have a great rest of your night. It's good checking in with you. I couldn't go. I could go exactly one day without you, and that's about it. I had to get a stream in today, and I'll do it again tomorrow. So take care. Keep being trashy, and see you later.